Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Everybody was talking about the Apple Vision Pro. And they were hyping it up like it's the next best thing. And for about 2 weeks, it was the next best thing. People were showing it on Instagram, people were showing it on TikTok, people were making vlogs about it, people were saying this is the next big thing, VR is the next thing in technology that's going to blow up. Well, if you really think about it, VR is a very niche market. I really think the average casual fan is not going to enjoy it, right? The reason why things like a smartphone is so popular is due to the fact that it's a phone and it's something that everybody uses, from text messages, watching social media, to just interacting with the world. That is why a smartphone is popular, because again, even the smartwatch not everybody has. So until the casual people like myself go out and get it, those products will be very niche. And why I say that is, it's like watching a UFC fight. If hardcore fans watch Conor McGregor fights and only Conor McGregor fights, it's not going to sell as much as the average man going out of their way to purchase the pay-per-views, sit down and watch them, because that's when they sell millions of pay-per-views. Or people watch the Super Bowl, because if you just have football fans watching the Super Bowl, you're not going to have 100 million people watching. Most people that tune in for the Super Bowl are people that just go to the Super Bowl parties to watch the parties, to watch the commercials. But is the Apple Vision Pro a total failure? Because like I said, the first week that it was released, it was being talked about everywhere. I don't know a lot of people that use VR for gaming or for other purposes, but here's another product that was a commercial failure as well.
It's because people still don't want VR, or it's the fact it's like $3,000. I feel people don't want a computer on their face. Look back to May 15, 2014. Google started selling a prototype of Google Glass to qualified glass explorers in the US on April 15, 2013. For a limited period for $1,500, before it became available to the public on May 15, 2014. And that failed big time. Smartphones, smartwatches, those are what people are okay with using. One last thing, I don't think the average person likes VR. VR will therefore remain relatively niche for the time being.
And when you think about Google Glass, it was a innovative thing for the time. Some people said it was ahead of the time. Some people said it was something that nobody wanted, a piece of glass on their face that they could look at Google Maps or look at their email on the go. Same thing with VR. A lot of people just don't want something on their face. They want to be able to play games, especially if you're playing a game. They want to be able to play a game and have their wife sitting next to them and not have something on their face where they're going like this and their wife can't really interact with them because they don't see what they're seeing, right? But again, it's the same thing with like 3D videos. When you go to YouTube and type in 3D videos, those things in like 2012, 13, 14 were very popular, and now nobody really makes 3D videos in the way that they were making them then. But as a person who just doesn't understand why VR is a thing and why people love it, I just think it's a very niche market. That's why I think the Apple Vision Pro is a commercial failure, because you don't see the average person talking about it. It's kind of like an iPad. When the iPad first came out, it was everywhere. Oh my god, look at this. It's like my iPhone but bigger. And one thing that Google Glass did was the ability to record video. So I'm going to show you two examples of what the video quality looked like. But still, people don't want something on their face. That is the issue I think a lot of people have. Like, if you talk to a lot of younger people, Gen Z, and I go, hey, do you want a VR headset? And they go, nah, I'm okay. But until the casual people on the street, the casual person walking in the Best Buy or Walmart or in your local shopping center says, I want VR, it's just going to be a niche market, because look at it this way. The metaverse was supposed to be the way people were supposed to be interacting with Facebook. People were supposed to stop using these devices as a means of interacting on Facebook and interact through VR headsets. And I don't know anybody who goes on the metaverse and goes, I interact through Facebook only on my Vision Pro headset or the Quest. They don't. I don't know anybody who owns a VR headset besides one person, and y'all, you know who you are. He plays video games on it. But again, until the casual people start wanting it, it's not going to be a thing. And we've had VR headsets since like 2015, 2016. The people that have used it said it's the sickest thing. Like, it's so realistic when you're playing boxing games or you're playing tennis games or whatever. It feels like you're really immersed into the game. But again, the average person doesn't want that. Until the average person says, yes, we want that. Because look at it this way. When Nintendo Wii came out, the Nintendo Wii was this thing where you could take the controller and go like this, and you're literally throwing like the controller around and playing bowling. Why wasn't that a success? It sold a lot of units, and then it was never made again. You don't have Sony making those. You don't have Xbox making those types of controllers. It's because that was a very niche market. It was fun for the little party games, but for hardcore gamers, they didn't want that. And the casual gamers weren't excited enough for that technology, so it was never used again. Because you don't have the Wii 2, the Wii 3. They just said, okay, we made one Wii, and it kind of failed. The same thing with Google Glass. Nobody wanted that technology. Maybe it came out too soon, but that technology has never been implemented again. The VR headsets are a niche market for people who enjoy that stuff. It's kind of like ICP said once, the rap group. They said if you're into Christian rock, you know about Christian rock and the Christian bands. It's a big thing for you. But for the casual music listeners, if I said, what's the biggest Christian rock band out there right now? You'd go, I don't know. Christian rock ain't that big. And you'd go, oh yeah, they sell out 100,000 seat venues all the time. Or they play the biggest festivals in the world. And you'd go, oh, I didn't know that. Like, if you're not into the Juggalo world of ICP, either you have no clue who they are, or you're not a fan of it. That's the same thing with VR. You're either a hardcore fan of it, you enjoy it for what it is, but you realize that most people you talk to don't play it, don't use it, or have no interest in it. Because the people that I know who have it, they enjoy it. There's people that I know who went out and bought, I think it was the Quest, and they play games on it, but it's not an everyday thing. They go and play their PlayStation, or they go play games on their phone, and so on and so forth. That's why I believe the Apple Vision Pro is never a success, because they're marketing it as it's a computer on your face that you can watch movies on Disney and watch it, and it's supposed to give you a realization that you're watching it like on a 120-inch screen. And in reality, why would you watch it on your eyes, and you can only watch it for so long? Because people were complaining of headaches. They were complaining that they were getting motion sickness. They were complaining that they were getting headaches. So that's why a lot of people returned that product. They said, oh, it was cool for what it was. After the hype factor went away, they were like, I'm not using it. They used it for like the first couple of days. Oh my God, this is so cool. It's the next best thing since sliced bread. And then it just fell off. And now people are like, oh, I'm back to just using my iPhone for things. But that's my take on why the Vision Pro is a failure.